Hello students, welcome back. In this lesson we will be looking at the topic of circles. So here's a few important terms that you need to know. A circle is just a set of points in a plane that are the same distance from a point which we would call the center. So I've given you an example of a circle off to the side over here. So right slap dab in the middle, this point right here we would call our center point. And you'll notice that I have a bunch of different line segments that are contained inside of the circle. Each line segment represents a special name. So a radius is a segment that connects the center to one particular point on the outside of a circle. So this segment that's labeled as r for our variable is known as our radius. Now, a chord would be a segment that has both endpoints on the outside of the circle. So this line segment right here that has these two endpoints on the outer perimeter of the circle, we would identify as a chord. Now, the last term, diameter, is a type of chord that passes through the center of a circle. So you'll notice that this line segment right here has both endpoints on the outside of the circle, but it passes through the center point, and that is called our diameter. And we typically use the variable d to represent that line segment length. So an important fact that you probably realize by now, if you look at these two measurements of the radius and the diameter in this example, we have a radius of 2 millimeters and we have a diameter of 4 millimeters. These are two congruent circles, so you could probably see that there is a mathematical relationship between them. So the radius of any circle is always half the distance of the diameter. So if you're given an r value, you would just double it to find the diameter. And if you're given a diameter, you just divide it by 2 to find the r value. Let's take a look at some examples down below. So for the first example, list the diameters shown in circle P. So if we look at our figure carefully, you probably notice that we've got two segments or two chords that pass through the center point right here. So if we name these diameters, we need to name them as line segments. And if you recall, a line segment only requires the endpoints to properly name them. So this line segment we would identify as segment AC or CA, doesn't matter which way you write it. And the other one would be this line segment that passes through the center point, and that would be segment DB or BD. It doesn't matter how you write that one either. Example number 2. If the radius of a circle is 7 yards in length, then what is the length of the diameter? Well, remember, radius is half the distance of a diameter. So to find our d value, we would just do 7 times 2, and 7 times 2 would give us 14. And remember that these are both yards. Don't forget to write your units of measurement down. Hope you found this lesson helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.